Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari.
Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari.
Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tera Vanachari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari.
Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari.
Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tera Vanachari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari. Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tera Vanachari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Yasodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Tera Vanachari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 1, The Advent of Lord Kṛṣṇa. King Parīkṣit said, "My dear Lord, you have elaborately described the dynasties of both the moon god and the sun god, with the exalted and wonderful character of their kings. O best of the Munis, you have also described the descendant of the Yadu, who were very pious and strictly adherent to the religious principles. Now, if you will kindly describe the wonderful, glorious activities of Lord Kṛṣṇa, who appeared in that Yadu dynasty with Baladeva and his plenary expansion." The super soul, the supreme personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, the cause of the cosmic manifestation, appeared in the dynasty of Yadu. Please tell me elaborately about his glorious activities and character from the beginning to end of his life. The glorification of Supreme Personality of Godhead is performed in the parampara system, that is, it is conveyed from spiritual master to disciple. Such glorification is relished by those no longer interested in the false temporary glorification of this cosmic manifestation. Description of the Lord are the right medicine for the conditioned soul undergoing repeated birth and death. Therefore, who will cease hearing such glorification of the Lord except a butcher or one who is killing his own self? Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, I am taking whatever remnants Sridhar Swami and Sanatana Goswami have left. King Parīkṣit said to Śukadeva Gosvāmī, "I am a tiny jiva bound up by disease of material life. How can I stop drinking the great medicine of Krishna's pastime recited by you, who are the best doctors endowed with greatest fortune?" With this intention, Parīkṣit Maharaj speaks this verse. Tarsair, thirst, trishna, or attachment to material enjoyment. Nibruta tarsair, by taking the medicine of hearing Krishna's pastime, one extinguishes the thirst for material life. Nibruta tarsair indicates pure devotees, not jnanis, because of the use of present tense and the prefix upa in upagyamanat. Jnanis meditate, but they do not chant Krishna's glories. Liberated pure devotees continuously glorify the practice of hearing Krishna Katha over jnana and other processes. Upagyamanat, upa, indicates intense or continuous glorification. In other words, we loudly praise this medicine as it has cured us of all our disease. What more can be said about tasting it? You are the taster. Bhavau Sodhat. Who could stop drinking the sweet topics of Krishna, which are like a medicine to cure the disease of material existence? In other words, those who get the opportunity to hear the pastimes of Krishna will not stop listening because it cures them of the disease of material existence. Because such topics are pleasing to the mind, neither the speaker of Krishna Katha or the listener tires of hearing about Krishna. Manobhiramat. Unlike other medicines, this medicine does not have a bitter taste. Therefore, Parīkṣit Mahārāja says, Manobhiramat, Krishna Katha gives great pleasure to ears and mind. Therefore, drink the nectar of Bhagavad Bhagavata with both your ears and mind. Pashugnat. Only people involved in killing animals in sacrifice with their longing to attain celestial enjoyment on Swargaloka will not listen to these topics. Srimad Bhagavatam also confirms Aya Jayad Dharma Sutam, that those seeking Dharma, Artha and Kama have no taste for the name, qualities and resplendent pastimes of the all-attractive Madhusudana Krishna. Another meaning, who would give up drinking the topics of Krishna that are recited by Sri Guru? Even liberated souls loudly glorify the Supreme Lord Krishna. Only those desiring wealth and material enjoyment would stop hearing about Krishna. Thus, Parīkṣit Mahārāja says that only a killer of animals would stop hearing Krishna Katha, no one else. Nibruta tarsai rupagiya manat bhavau sodha srotra manobhiramat kauttama sloka gunanuvadat uman virajyate vina pashugnat. Dear devotees, Prabhupada had a very long purport. Normally, on this day I read that purport. Today I am reading Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. So here, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying Nibruta Tarsa. Tarsa is a pure devotee. Nibruta Tarsa is Upagiyamanat. Giyamanat, glorification. Upagiyamanat, continuous glorification. So normally, Jnanis, they don't glorify. They are silent meditator. For Jnanis, the realm of absolute is indescribable. So hence they stop speaking about it. So Jnanis may speak about ephemeral nature of this material world, that they can talk about. Jnanis cannot do Upagiyamanat because for them Brahman is indescribable. So stop talking about it because they remain silent. So here Nibruta Tarsa, obviously both Jnani and devotee, any yogi, it has to be Nibruta Tarsa. But Upagiyamanat means this is a devotee. This Nibruta Tarsa is a pure devotee of Krishna. So this is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's comment. Bhava Ausadha. Ausadha means medicine. What is Bhava Ausadha? Srotra. Hearing this topic, when it is continuously recited by a pure devotee of Krishna and somebody hears Srotra, that becomes Bhava Ausadha, the medicine to cure the material disease. Manobhiramat, and this medicine would surely give pleasure to mind. And Pasugnath only people involved in killing animals in sacrifice with a longing to attain celestial enjoyment and Swargaloka will not listen to these topics. And another meaning, who would give up drinking the topics of Krishna that are recited by Sri Guru. Even liberated souls loudly glorify Krishna. Only those desiring wealth and material enjoyment would stop hearing about Krishna. Thus, Parīkṣit Maharaj says that only a killer of animals would stop hearing Krishna Katha and no one else. Also, a killer of the self. Prabhupada gives that extra addition. Pasugnath also can refer to Atmaha. Sa Nibruta tarsai rupagiyamanat bhavau soda srotra manobhiramat. Ka uttama sloka gunanuvadat puman virajyate vina pasugnath. Everybody would relish the topics when it is glorified by a pure devotee of Krishna. So pure devotee is described here is a person who is Nibruta Tarsa, who has no desire to describe this mundane world. Neither he has any desire for material enjoyment. And pure devotee is a person who continuously glorifies Krishna's activities. So this verse is the basis by which we should hear Krishna Katha. Who should be speaker and who should be the listener? And how listener can get easily purified by such hearing, Srotra. And this hearing would naturally provide cure to material disease. Taking the boat of Krishna's lotus feet, my grandfather Arjuna and others crossed the ocean of battlefield of Kurukshetra, in which such commanders as Bhishmadev resembled great fish that could very easily have swallowed them. By the mercy of Lord Kṛṣṇa, my grandfathers crossed this ocean, which was very difficult to cross, as easily as one steps over the hoofprint of a calf. Because my mother surrendered unto Lord Kṛṣṇa's lotus feet, the Lord, Sudarshan Chakra in hand, entered her womb and saved my body. The body of the last remaining descendant of Kurus and Pandavas, which was also almost destroyed by the fiery weapon of Ashwathama. Lord Sri Krishna, appearing within and outside of all materially embodied living beings by his own potency in the form of eternal time, that is as Paramatma and Virat Rupa, gave liberation to everyone, either as cruel death or as life. Kindly enlighten me by describing his transcendental characteristics. So Mahārāja Parīkṣit, first, he is certifying that Śukadeva Maharaj, as he is singing the glories of Krishna, he is getting cured of material attachment. Then he is saying, it is because of Krishna, his grandfather Arjuna and his brothers meaning Parīkṣit Maharaj's grandparents, grandfathers, they all became victorious in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, although Bhishmadev was on the side of Duryodhana and his party. He also says that the same Krishna protected me in my mother's womb when Aswathama wanted to destroy the last seed of our dynasty. And conclusion is, anybody who takes shelter of Krishna, every pada, every step will become very easy. In this material world, every step is very difficult. Every step can destroy us. Somebody recently was telling how we are here in this material world or something. Somebody who was asking that question. When I said, you hear the Krishna Katha here and just go out, you forget. Your attraction for the Maya is so severe. First of all, people don't have the capacity to sit in the temple room. Because in the temple room, we are supposed to chant Hare Krishna, do Kirtan, hear Krishna Katha. So people want to do their private things, so they want to maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, depending upon the capacity they would live in the temple room, and then they will be in Maya. So this is our misfortune. So Maya's attraction within our heart is too strong, and that is why every step, yesterday someone was making comment on our program. It seems that some ladies were coming here, girls were coming, unmarried girls, and there are so many so-called brahmacharis here. They fell one after another, fall down. Right? This is something natural in this material world. You see a girl, you feel, oh, my life will become better. I was alone, now I should have another one, so that my life will become better. So, inside the temple room, this is happening. And what to speak of outside? What to speak of outside? So danger is at every step. And it is not that if you are a grihastha, you are happy. No. So all kind of problem would be there. It's very easy to fall down, to engage in sinful activities in this material world. It is not at all surprising. But by hearing the topics of Krishna continuously, we can be saved from such danger. So, if we are falling down in this way, that means we are not at all hearing. We are hearing something else. If we hear Krishna Katha, how can we fall down? Huh? Ultimately, if I am not a Nibruta Tarsa, there is no way you can go back to Godhead. Yeah, by doing some activity in relation to Krishna, you have earned some piety, and because of that you can go to heavenly planets, but you can only enjoy there. You can't perform devotional service. There is no direct ladder from Swarga to Vaikuntha. If at all you have to take a direct ladder to Vaikuntha, it has to be from this planet. Of course, if you are by some piety, if you go to more higher planetary system, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Mahārāloka, then you will have a very gradual development, and that gradual development is in the scale of 311 trillion 40 billion years. Because then you will go back to Godhead only when Brahmaji goes back to Godhead. Ravi Prakash in Mahan Yoga Nidra. Can you please go and put water on your face and come? If you are feeling sleepy, please stand up. Those who are feeling sleepy, please do 30 times Uthak Baithak. Without any shame. It's better to do 30 times Uthak Baithak than sleep. So, padam yat vipadam natesam. In this world, anybody who is looking for fame, he will surely earn in fame. Fame may or may not come, but in fame will surely come. Those who are looking for material happiness, happiness may come or not come, but misery will surely come. Those who are looking for success, success may come or may not come, but failure will surely haunt you. Padam yat vipadam natesam. Only those who have taken shelter of Krishna, samasrita ye padapallava plavam punya yaso murare mahat padam punya yaso murare vatsa padam param padam vatsa padam maha vatsa padam param padam padam yat vipadam mahambudher vatsa padam yat vipadam natesa. So, by taking shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, everyone, just like Pandavas, they could figure out all kind of terrible dangers are like a water contained in a hoofprint of a calf. Similarly, those who sincerely surrender to the Guru and Guru Parampara, then they will also, they can also experience the same thing. My dear Śukadeva Gosvāmī, you have already explained that Sankarsana, who belongs to the second quadruple, appeared as the son of Rohini, named Balaram. If Balaram was not transferred from one body to another, how is it possible that he was first in the womb of Devakī, the womb of Rohini? Kindly explain this to me. Sankarsana or Balaram was born to Rohini, although he appeared as the seventh Garva of Devakī. So the question here is, there are devotees, they speak like this. Devakī had in her wombs Sada, Garvasura, who were killed one after another by Kaṁsa, and then it was finally cleansed by Sankarsana, such that Krishna can reside there. But one has to recognize Devakī is always a pure personality. Devakī is not an ordinary personality or a mundane personality. So to me, this explanation may be very nice, but doesn't look nice to me, because her womb would never be contaminated by anything. So people say that Sankarsana cleansed Devakī's womb. It is not possible. The Sankarsana would come in somebody's womb just to cleanse that womb. Sankarsana himself is absolutely pure. So unless a pure place is there, why Sankarsana would appear there? So this can be another argument anyway. So Mahārāja Parīkṣit, who wanted to hear more about Kṛṣṇa, he is giving now details. Please tell me about Balaram, because unless you hear about Balaram, how can you hear about Kṛṣṇa? And then he says, why did Kṛṣṇa leave the house of his father Vasudeva and transfer himself to the house of Nanda in Vrindavan? Where did the Lord, the master of Yadu dynasty, live with his relatives in Vrindavan? Oh, great says, Lord Kṛṣṇa lived both in Vrindavan and Mathura. What did he do there? Why did he kill Kaṁsa, his mother's brother? Such killing is not at all sanctioned in the Shastras. Kṛṣṇa, the Supreme Personality Godhead, has no material body, yet he appears as a human being. For how many years did he live with the descendants of Vrishni? How many wives did he marry? For how many years did he live in Dwarka? O great sages who know everything about Kṛṣṇa, please describe in detail all activities of which I have inquired, and also those of which I have not. For I have full faith, I am very eager to hear of them. Because of my vow on the verge of death, I have given up even drinking water, yet because I am drinking the nectar of topics about Kṛṣṇa, which is flowing from the lotus mouth of your Lordship, my hunger and thirst, which are extremely difficult to bear, cannot hinder me. So he is very specific. What did Balaram do? Why? How was he transferred from Devakī's womb to Rohini's womb? Why did Kṛṣṇa appear just like a human being? Why did he kill Kaṁsa? Normally nobody kills one's uncle. And what did he do in Mathura? What did he do in Dwarka? How many queens or princes did he marry? Normally, when you talk about the greatest personality, you don't add marriage or family life with them, because the traditional way of Indian thinking is that those who are low class, they are grihasthas. So the high class people should live in the jungle, which is in one way certainly true. So why did? Because Śukadeva Gosvāmī was in the jungle. He never lived in the society. So the question is here, Parīkṣit Maharaj is asking about marriage of Kṛṣṇa. So only those who know Kṛṣṇa is the absolute truth. The so-called marriage of Kṛṣṇa is only to bewilder those with mundane viewpoint. Kṛṣṇa is eternal and his concerts are eternal. So Mahārāja Parīkṣit is saying, because you are speaking, total 7 days, so at least 5 days are over, and I am guessing. So that means 9 cantos are already over in 5 days. 10, 11, 12, 3 more cantos. So he is saying that you are speaking, and hence, just like today's Janmashtami, just to think that can I stay until 12 o'clock, even observing this fasting for Janmashtami since 1993. So it's 27 years. Still always you think, can I do it? Just not even full day. Right? And for doing fasting, complete fasting, for 7 days is not an ordinary joke. But that 7 days, if you do like that, obviously, you have perfected your life. I would suggest, Prabhupada always gave negative comment on those who perform Bhagavad Saptaha. Because this Bhagavatakar, they can only speak one in the morning, one in the evening. That's what they would do. Bhagavad Saptaha, if you really want to do 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 168 hours, non-stop. The speaker should not eat, and the hearer should not also eat. So that is my proposal. Anybody who wants to do Bhagavad Saptaha, so let them do like this. Okay? Continuous, because you see, it's not only these two. There are great sages. I don't know what was happening. Did Mahārāja Parīkṣit made arrangement for prasadam for all those great people who came there? He has already taken vow. He has no time. He has to hear continuously. Was there someone was giving every day, early morning, some fresh milk to his Gurudev, Śukadeva Gosvāmī? I don't know all these details. Only some great Acharya can tell. I am nobody to tell about it. But these are something that to be asked. But I would assume that narrations of Śukadeva Gosvāmī must be so nectarine that everybody was hearing non-stop, because he is speaking non-stop. So when you start hearing, that means you cannot hear. You start eating, then you cannot hear. And Śukadeva Gosvāmī also, if he eats also, even if he drinks, probably Śukadeva Gosvāmī can drink a little milk. Right? But that also is so tough. But it is possible, because sometimes Parīkṣit Maharaj, he has lengthy questions. Like here, almost like 13 verses. 13 verses at a trot. Mahārāja Parīkṣit said. So this is the time, occasion, when probably Śukadeva Gosvāmī might take 1 glass of water. It is possible. But what has happened during that time, I don't know. If someone can actually tell or answer, or if you know the answer, what happened exactly 7 days, we know continuously Śukadeva Gosvāmī is speaking, Parīkṣit Maharaj is continuously hearing, Parīkṣit Maharaj is not eating, not drinking. What about Śukadeva Gosvāmī? Did he drink in the middle something? And what about those who were hearing? did they eat? So all those questions. But the point here is, everybody is hearing in rapt attention. And these are not topic of mundane description that you can understand using your mundane senses. All this hearing that being described by Śukadeva Gosvāmī, they are being spoken in a pure platform. Sutta Gosvāmī said, O son of Bhrigu, Saunaka Rishi, after Śukadeva Gosvāmī, the most respectable devotee, the son of Vyasadeva, heard the pious questions of Mahārāja Parīkṣit, he thanked the king with great respect. Then he began to discourse on topics concerning Kṛṣṇa, which are of remedy for all suffering in this age of Kali. Srila Śukadeva Gosvāmī said, O your majesty, best of all saintly kings, because you are greatly attracted to the topics of Kṛṣṇa, Vasudeva, it is certain that your intelligence is firmly fixed in spiritual understanding, which is the only true goal for humanity. Because that attraction is unceasing, it is certainly sublime. Certainly sublime. Hearing of Krishna Katha is so sublime. If you know how to hear, all our material disease will be cured. The Ganges emanating from the toe of the Lord Vishnu purifies the three worlds, the upper, middle and lower planetary systems. Similarly, when one asks questions about the pastimes and characteristics of Lord Vasudeva Kṛṣṇa, three varieties of men are purified: the speaker, the listener and the audience. So when it is not only Mahārāja Parīkṣit perfected his life by hearing, and Śukadeva Gosvāmī perfected his life by speaking. But the audience, now 5,000 years, every year millions of audience they are hearing. So 5,000 into per year, that many audience. If you assume even every day 1 million are hearing, I don't know 1 million would be hearing or not. So even if you say 1 million, in a day, 30 million per day, per month, and per year, 360 million, 365 million. If you assume 1 million per day, and 365 million into 5,000. So that's a great number, amazing number. 365 million into, I don't think that many people are hearing. Maybe hearing, I don't know. Other 365. Because even if you go to many of our temples, you will find 2-3 devotees in the morning Bhagavatam class, except big temple like Vrindavan, Mayapur, maybe Jew temple, Chopati temple. Otherwise, majority of other temples, Delhi temple, these are all big temples where there will be 50 to 100 devotees sitting. Otherwise, 3-4 would be sitting there hearing Bhagavatam. When I visited Abid's ISKCON temple in Hyderabad in 1995, I saw in Bhagavatam class only one person was sitting. You know who? I was the only person who was sitting. And the speaker, he saw I am sitting there, so he spoke. Otherwise, he would have read the verse, purport and left. Because I was sitting, he spoke another 5 minutes. So, it is a very pitiable situation, very pitiable situation. You don't have people to hear even Krishna Katha. So Śukadeva Gosvāmī is saying, topics about Krishna or questions about Krishna are the best thing that can, as an event. What is the best event of the day if you have asked a question related to Krishna? Because if you don't have a question about Krishna, then you will never hear anything. Because why you sleep in the Bhagavatam class? Why do you sleep in the Bhagavatam class? You sleep in Bhagavatam class because you don't have Krishna, you don't have question about Krishna. Same Bhagavatam class, and at the same time, if I have nice halwa here, rasgullas and puris and whatnot, I don't think anybody would sleep here. Prasadam, prasadam, prasadam. Very nice prasadam. So anyhow, Prabhupada is very kind to attract the conditioned souls like us through, at least he keeps us awake for prasadam. Although, in spite of all the, in fact, Prabhupada, once I forgot, he came either Los Angeles temple or somewhere, and Prabhupada started speaking. As he started speaking, he saw everybody sleeping. And when Prabhupada completed his Bhagavad, Prabhupada saw everybody sleeping. He went on speaking only. He didn't bother who is listening, who is not listening. And after he spoke, Prabhupada made little Jaydhvani and everybody got up. Because now prasadam time is there, so that they cannot sleep. Right? So Prabhupada said, this movement is running because Krishna wants this movement to continue. Not because, anyhow, this is Prabhupada, I am not here to be in his shoes. Once when Mother Earth was overburdened by hundreds of thousands of military phalanxes of various conceited demons dressed like kings, she approached Lord Brahma for relief. Mother Earth assumed the form of a cow, very much distressed with tears in her eyes. She appeared before Lord Brahma and told him about her misfortune. So you can see Bhudevi, who is the presiding deity of this earth. Anybody sees Bhudevi? You don't see. But she is there. Like when Ganga flows, anybody sees Ganga? No. But Vishnudev always saw Ganga. Whenever he went near Ganga, because Hastinapur was situated in the bank, along the bank of Ganga. Whenever he went. So he always met Ganga. So similarly, the personality, they are not very easy. Personality, earth, who is the presiding deity of here, presiding deity of this planet, he is not visible to us. And then we say, oh, Krishna, you are not there because I don't see you. This is a ridiculous question. So Bhudevi, in the form of a cow, approached Brahmaji and narrated her ordeal. Now you see, Bhudevi must be a mystical personality. If she doesn't have mystical potency, how she can convert herself to a cow? Okay? So she is a mystical personality, obviously. Everybody is in deep trouble. Extreme trouble. Thereafter, having heard of the distress of Mother Earth, Lord Brahma, with Mother Earth, Lord Shiva and other demigods, approached the shore of ocean of milk. After reaching the shore of ocean of milk, the demigods worshipped the Supreme Personality Godhead Lord Vishnu, the Master of whole universe, the Supreme God of all gods, who provides for everyone and diminishes everyone's suffering. With great attention, they worshipped Lord Vishnu, who lies on the ocean of milk, by reciting the Vedic mantras known as Purusha Sukta. While in trance, Lord Brahma heard the words of Lord Vishnu vibrating in the sky. Thus he told the demigods, O demigods, hear from me the order of Kṛṣṇa Gosvāmī Vishnu, the Supreme Person. Execute it attentively without delay. Lord Brahma informed the demigods, before we submitted our petition to the Lord, he was already aware of distress on earth. Consequently, for as long as the Lord moves on earth to diminish its burden by his own potency and the form of time, all of you demigods should appear through plenary portions as sons and grandsons and the family of Yadus. The Supreme Personality Godhead Sri Krishna, who has full potency, will personally appear as the son of Vasudeva. Therefore, all the wives of demigods should also appear in order to satisfy him. The foremost manifestation of Krishna is Sankarsana, who is known as Ananta. He is the origin of all incarnation within the material world. Previous to the appearance of Lord Kṛṣṇa, this original Sankarsana will appear as Baladeva, just to please the Supreme Lord Kṛṣṇa in his transcendental pastime. The potency of the Lord known as Vishnu Maya, who is good as Supreme Personality Godhead, would also appear with the Lord Kṛṣṇa. This potency, acting in different capacities, captivates all the worlds, both material and spiritual. At the request of her master, she will appear with her different potencies in order to execute the work of the Lord. So we all know this pastimes. Mother Earth would pray to Lord Brahma. Brahma will along with the demigods will approach Kṛṣṇa Gosvāmī Vishnu in the bank of Kshira Sagara, milk ocean, and there will be Akash Bani, which Brahma only will be able to understand, or will suppose you are transmitting a signal, you have to have a receiver to be able to intercept that signal, right? For example, I am sitting here nowadays, you see, I am crowded with unlimited, these radio wave signals. Is there? So you put in one SIM card, you get one signal, another SIM card, you get another signal. And different kind of receiver, you will get different kind of signals. Right? So similarly, that message, Akash Bani message, was only intercepted by Brahmaji. Then Brahmaji told demigods, please go, take birth among the Yadus, because Kṛṣṇa, the original personality God, is going to come and appear as the son of Vasudeva. So the same Brahma who knew that Kṛṣṇa is coming, and he is also aware that Kṛṣṇa would come, only comes in one day of Brahma, so he knows. Because after all, he has a finite days, right? 365 into 100. So that is 36,500 days only. And on every day he comes around how much? 0.45 second? 0.45 second. Every day. So 0.45 second into 36500. How many seconds? So 0.1 is 3650 into 5 approximately. So it's almost like 5 into 4, 3, 15. So between 15,000 to 20,000 second. 3600 second is 1 hour. So 3600 and this is coming around 20,000 divided by 4,000. So 3600 second is 1 hour, right? So 3600, so 4,000, 20,000 by 4,000 is 5 hour. Can you imagine? 5 hours in his whole lifetime. He would be able to relish the pastimes of Krishna. And in one day, it is just 0.45 second. Okay. So he should be very serious. But 0.45 second is very difficult, isn't it? In a measure. So obviously, when Krishna has come, he has been told, he told demigods to appear in earth, to appear in the dynasty of Yadus. But just think about it. 0.4 second, nothing, right? It's just nothing. And people say, oh, Brahmaji only knew that Krishna is appearing and still he could not understand he is Krishna. At a 0.45 second. कौन कृष्ण हो सकता है? कौन किसको पता है? क्योंकि Krishna is in Braj. Krishna is supposed to be, because of course Brahmaji came once to visit his master in Dwaraka. He suddenly came. In Braj he made a mistake, but he didn't make the mistake in Dwaraka. He came to have darshan of the Lord. So we have to be very, very careful when we make a comment about 0.45 second of a person in a day. It may look like to us, 125 years. Nothing. In Brahma's calculation, this is nothing. After thus advising the demigods and pacifying Mother Earth, the very powerful Lord Brahma, who is the master of all Prajapatis, is therefore known as Prajapati Pati, returned to his own abode, Brahmaloka. Formerly, Surasena, the chief of Yadu dynasty, had gone to live in the city of Mathura. There, he enjoyed the places known as Mathura and Surasena. So, there is a Surasena, a kingdom, and Mathura. These are two sister kingdoms. And there is a person called Surasena. Right? So he was ruling. Surasena and Mathura. So, since that time, the city of Mathura had been the capital of all the kings of the Yadu dynasty. The city and district of Mathura are very intimately connected with Krishna, for Lord Kṛṣṇa lives there eternally. Some time ago, Vasudeva, who belonged to demigod family, married Devakī. After the marriage, he mounted his chariot to return home with his newly married wife. Kaṁsa, the son of King Ugrasena, in order to please his sister Devakī on the occasion of her marriage, took charge of the reins of the horses and became chariot driver. He was surrounded by hundreds of golden chariots. Devakī's father, King Devaka, was very much affectionate to his daughter. Therefore, while she and her husband were leaving home, he gave her a dowry of 400 elephants, nicely decorated with golden garlands. He also gave 10,000 horses, 1,800 chariots, 200 very beautiful young maidservants, fully decorated with ornaments. पहले रिसोर्स क्या हुआ करता था? While Kaṁsa, controlling the reins of horses, was driving the chariot, along the way, an unembodied voice addressed him, "You fooling rascal! The 8th child of the omen you are carrying will kill you. How do you know a demon?" You speak something that will hurt his ego, then you will see the demon. So here, you foolish rascal, very nice to attack someone's ego. Demons cannot tolerate their ego. Again, Kaṁsa was a condemned personality in the Bhoja dynasty because he was envious and sinful. Therefore, upon hearing this omen from the sky, he caught hold of his sister's hair with his left hand and took up his sword with his right hand to sever her head from her body. So, can you imagine? He was ready when he was riding the chariot. He was driving the chariot of Devakī and Vasudeva. And immediately, when he heard that someone, 8th child of Devakī, would kill him, immediately he was ready to behead his own sister. Wanting to pacify Kaṁsa, was so cruel and envious that he was shamelessly ready to kill his sister, the great soul Vasudeva, who was to be the father of Krishna, spoke to him in the following words. Imagine, now you are newly married and you are traveling, and somebody says that I am going to kill your wife. What a tortuous moment that must be. And Vasudeva, because he is a pure personality, he knew how to handle it. Otherwise, imagine you are traveling and suddenly somebody on the road intercepts you and says, "I'll kidnap your wife." What will you do? So these are most difficult things to face. And Vasudeva has to face. He said, "My dear brother-in-law Kaṁsa, you are the pride of your family, the Bhoja dynasty. Great heroes praise your qualities. How could such a qualified person as you kill a woman, your own sister, especially on the occasion of her marriage? O great hero, one who takes birth is sure to die. For death is born with the body. One may die today or after hundreds of years, but death is sure for every living entity. When the present body turns to dust and is again reduced to 5 elements, earth, water, fire, air, and ether, the proprietor of the body, the living being, automatically receives another body of material elements according to his fruitive activities. When the next body is obtained, he gives up the present body. Just as a person traveling on the road rests one foot on the ground, then lifts the other, as a worm on a vegetable transfers itself to one leaf and then gives up the previous one, the conditioned soul takes shelter of another body and then gives up the one he had before. Having experienced a situation by seeing or hearing about it, one contemplates and speculates about that situation. Thus one surrenders to it, not considering his present body. Similarly, by mental adjustment, one dreams at night of living under different circumstances in different bodies, forgets his actual position. Under this same process, one gives up his present body and accepts another. What time it is now? I think we should stop here. So anyhow, see, he would, can you imagine, in the middle of all this confusion, Vasudeva is speaking the philosophy. And so we will continue.